I'm going to be showing you how to start your very first Unreal Engine 5 project. So, I have here on my desktop the Epic Games Launcher. If you don't have that, you got to go install that. But then we have to make sure we have the correct version installed. Now, I highly recommend using the latest version of Unreal. So, I'm using 5.0.2 as of this recording. Might be newer whenever you're watching this, but we're going to navigate to the engine version that we want to start and hit the launch button. I'm just going to take a moment and start calculating, wanting to do all of the things. Now I am recording on a dual monitor setup at the moment, so the other thing is on the side, but typically when you start up an Unreal Engine 5 project, it will pop up with this window right here. Now, this window is basically asking you, how do you want to start this project? Do you want to use a recent project that you've been working on? So you have your recent projects. You can set up using a game preset. You can make a first-person shooter, third-person shooter, top-down, vehicle, etc. But where my world is, I love motion graphics and filmmaking, so we're going to go to the film, video, and live events presets. Generally speaking, if you are creating some content for the internet, you'll probably just start off with the blank setup. We won't get into these other presets just yet, but now we have to check off a couple things. First, I'm going to make sure I enable my starter content. The starter content is a sort of small library of extra assets like some objects, some materials, all of the simple things that you could start off a project with, and then you have ray tracing. Turn on ray tracing. Turn on ray tracing. It'll just make things look better. Once these two checkboxes are selected, let's choose where we want to save our project. Now, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to put it on my desktop. Now, I highly do not recommend putting things on your desktop because it will make it cluttered, but that's my personal preference. Once you choose the destination for your project, then you have to name it. So I'm going to name this project Tutorial UE5, and then I can hit Create. Now it'll take a moment and it'll start loading up Unreal Engine 5. Now there's a big thing I need to share with you about Unreal Engine 5 is that depending on if you're adding any extra content to your Unreal project, you will have to do something called compile shaders. And basically what that means is Unreal is loading all of the materials and stuff so it can run in real time, but it has to do some loading in the background and save some stuff locally. So you might have a project that might take a little bit to open depending if it is pretty deep and heavy. So once my project is loaded up and ready to go, Unreal Engine 5 will look like this. It looks pretty empty. We have our viewport that is pretty large. We have our world outliner in the top right hand corner, and this is basically going to be all of your assets in your environment, in your scene, in your level. Now, here I have a floor. You can move this up and down. We have a light source, which is kind of like a sunlight sort of thing, and we can rotate this around. We're not really going to go into too detailed of the Unreal Engine 5 workflow today. I really just want to show you how to start it up and what you're looking at when you first open it up. Now you're probably asking yourself, how do I start adding things? Where is my folders? Do I just drag things from my Windows Explorer? No. Actually, what you do in the lower left-hand corner, you have your content drawer. And if you click this button, you'll see a nice little window pops up, and this will be your content browser. This is where you can drop in all of your 3D assets, such as FBXs or OBJs or animations, music, whatever you need for your project. Now, what I like to do is click on this button in the top right-hand corner of the Unreal Engine content browser, and that will dock this window right here. So now it just stays there. It does make my viewport a little bit smaller, but I want to be able to have access to all of the things that I can make in Unreal Engine. The next thing I want to do is I'll come up to this little button up here, and this tab is basically where we can add objects into our scenes. We can add a basic thing like an actor, and now it goes into our world outliner up here. If we hold right click and use WASD on our keyboard, we can navigate around our viewport, move something up and down left and right, etc. Now, from here, what I like to do in this little cube plus sign tab, I have the Place Actors panel button at the bottom of this menu, and I'm going to click that. And this will give me a little window that will always have all of the things that I can add into my scene. So let's say hypothetically, I wanted to add a standard cube, like all 3D software. So let's go to our Shapes button, which will be right here. You can click on Shapes, add a cube by just clicking and dragging, and hey look, there's a cube. Super simple. Now I'm going to cut off the tutorial here because I really just wanted to show you how to open up an Unreal Engine 5 project and get you started for the very first time. Check out the next video of this series and you will learn more about the WTF is Unreal Engine and what you're looking at so we can create some cool stuff. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have questions, comments, concerns on what is all of this. And I will leave you with one final tip, and that is to eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight and you'll make some gains. Goodbye, my friends. Bye.